This introduction has been generated by artificial intelligence. Welcome to a new episode of Bitcoin and Cryptos podcast, where we will explore the world of art and Bitcoin. Art and Bitcoin are two distinct yet intersecting realms that have gained attention in recent years. Art, as a form of creative expression, has existed for millennia and encompasses a wide range of mediums and styles. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a digital form of decentralized currency that was created in 2009 by an individual or group of individuals using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin operates on a blockchain, which is a distributed ledger technology that allows for secure and transparent transactions without the need for intermediaries. It's worth noting that the relationship between art and Bitcoin is still evolving, and there are ongoing discussions and debates about the impact of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology on the art world. While Bitcoin has provided new opportunities for artists and collectors, it has also raised questions about issues such as authenticity, provenance, and the environmental impact of cryptocurrency mining. As with any emerging technology, the intersection of art and Bitcoin is a dynamic and complex space that continues to evolve with time. So sit back, relax and join us as we dive into the fascinating world of art and Bitcoin.
Welcome everyone to a new episode of Bitcoin and Cryptos podcast. 14 years, 3 months and 9 days have been passed since the first Bitcoin block was mined. In today's episode, my guest is Street Cyber, a Bitcoiner and an artist who has been created art related to Bitcoin in the streets of Barcelona and London. So this will be an interesting episode that you will enjoy till the end. So before I start, let me talk about my sponsors. Established in 2014, Bitwage is the leading provider of Bitcoin, stablecoins and cryptocurrency payroll solutions. Employees and freelancers all over the world can choose to be paid in their preferred mix of Bitcoin, stablecoins like USDT and local currencies. Send invoices to all of your customers, domestic or international, and receive your payments in euros, dollars or pounds, and Bitwage will deliver to your own wallet the amount of Bitcoin or other cryptos that you have selected. With the referral code that you can find in the description of this podcast, you will have 3 months for free for the premium service and $5 in your first transaction. For more information, please visit bitwage.com. Bitcoin.com.ec, the easiest and safest way to buy Bitcoin and other cryptos in Ecuador. Just find the closest Bitcoin ATM in their website. Then on the screen of the Bitcoin ATM, select Bitcoin or the crypto that you want to acquire, scan the QR code of your wallet, insert the banknotes, and to finalize, press the buy button. And that's it. In a few minutes you will receive your cryptos on your wallet. For more information, please visit bitcoin.com.ec. So Street Cyber, welcome to the podcast. So I'm happy to have you here. So finally we had the time to be recording here together. So tell me a little bit about you. So who is Street Cyber Art?
Yes, thanks for having me. So Street Cyber Art is the main goal is to raise public awareness about Bitcoin and to bring financial knowledge to the people on the streets. Because we believe that there is not enough information about financial situation and that there is not enough education because nobody teaches us about money in the school and high school, and money is a topic that everyone has to do with. Everyone in our society depends on money, on paying rent, on paying for food, and this is something that we use and that we take for granted, but not so many people think about the power that they have in their hands, and this is something that we try to bring to the people. So Bitcoin is the best form of money, and this is why all the art is about Bitcoin, but as it gets deeper and deeper, there's much more to it. It's not only about Bitcoin, it's about finance, it's about politics, economics, technology, and this is something that you understand the deeper you go into the Bitcoin space.
Yeah, so we can see that you are, I'm not sure if that's the right term, but you are like a street artist. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, so you're mainly focused on
Yes.
I just want to know where are you from? Because well,
I
I'm in
was
Spain, and I can see you're not Spanish. So let us know where you're from.
yeah. I am very multicultural. So I was born in Germany, in Berlin, and my parents are from my mother's from Russia, my father's from the Ukraine. Like I said, I was born in Berlin. Uh, I'm also Jewish, so it's a really big mix from a lot of different cultures. And I grew up my whole life in Germany, in Berlin city. And 2 years ago, I moved to Barcelona. So this is about me, like where I'm from. So yeah, I don't myself. I don't consider to be German only or Russian or Ukrainian. I'm just multicultural.
So how long have you been living here in Barcelona?
I live 2 years in Barcelona, and
What about, do you like the
yeah.
city?
It's my favorite city on the in the whole world. So I was 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I was in Barcelona for 1 month, and after this, I said one time I will move here and live here. I just like everything in Barcelona. I like the beach. I like the mountains. I like the city itself and the people in the city, and it's a big difference for me when I go outside in Barcelona. I see the people. They're much more happy here. I don't know, when I look at someone's face or in someone's eyes, the people, they smile at you, and this is something I didn't see in Berlin, and this is the reason why I want to move somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been here for the last 6 years, and it's one of my favorite cities. I enjoy the weather as well. So I'm from South America, and I miss that weather, so I can find a little bit of that here in
Yes, well, there's
Barcelona. Yeah, and I had the chance as well to be in Berlin, and I found it really cool because you can find a lot of graffitis and street art in Berlin as well. So tell me a little bit
yeah.
about your name. Why did you decide to choose that name, Street Cyber Art?
The name it comes from, so I do the street art. So there, from there I took street, and because it is about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is something that exists in the cyberspace. So I combined street, cyber, and something from the street, that I do something on the street, and then I take it to the digital world. So I upload the videos, the photos, so I digitalize it. And the art, this is my website. It's called streetcyber.art. And so a person just that reads the name, they already know it's about art. So I edited in the end the art.
Yes, it's just for the people who is watching this podcast on Spotify, because now Spotify allow you to watch the podcast on video. So I'm sharing right now the profile, well, the website of Street Cyber Art, so you can see all the
Nice,
designs
yes,
that he's been creating on Barcelona, and it's actually here where I found some of your art, and I thought this is really cool. I never seen something like this, and you were even in the blockchain convention. I think it was here in Barcelona a few months ago,
yes.
and I saw your art there as well. Well, your Instagram account is really cool, and I want to ask you, why did you choose this logo? I'm not sure if it's a cat from Paris, Wonderland or something like that. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. It's the
Yeah.
cashier cat, so it's always smiling. And I choose it because um, for the first, it's a public domain, so there is no copyright or something on this character from this cartoon. And for me, it has also a lot to do with Bitcoin, because this cat, it's crazy cat. So when Alice walks into this forest and she meets the cat, and um, it's a little bit a symbol for chaos. And Bitcoin, I put the glasses on because for me, Bitcoin is in times of chaos. Bitcoin is something that we can relent on. It's something that we know exactly what's going to happen. Something that gives us the stability in times where not really the economic future is not really certain.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. So, well, the people can find your profile as an Instagram as streetcyber.r. So I invite everyone to follow his profile, because this is really cool. For example, this is the design I saw yesterday on a park here on, I think, Parallel. It's called the street. It's close to Parallel. That is a
Yes.
park, and I saw that you just painted all of this, and I think it's really cool, because all that park, well, a lot of people is there with skateboards and all of that, and it's full of graffitis. But this design, I'm not sure if it's the first one or is the only one related to Bitcoin. But tell me a little bit about this. Why did you decide to paint all of this in that park specifically?
So I come like once a month. I do some artwork in this park because, like you said, there's a lot of people. Also, a lot of tourists are coming, and so many people see it. And the first one I did were the soldiers. It was also in this park that make a war unaffordable art piece. And this one, I just saw the opportunity. I saw that this building is looking like a coin, and I thought I have to make a giant Bitcoin out of it because just fits. So
Yeah,
yes.
it's really cool. And do you have to ask for some permissions or something to
No,
paint your art there, or it's free?
no. Everyone is free to come and to paint whatever he likes at this park. And there in Barcelona, we have like 2 or 3 places like this. So
Mhm.
there is no permission needed, and everyone can go there and just pretty much paint whatever he likes. So when I just started, I made like some smaller art pieces because I was like, I didn't know if it's going to be good or not. So I just started practicing there also, and the more I got used to it, the bigger I go, and the bigger I try to create the art pieces. So it just catches the attention of the people.
Yeah, I find it really cool. And so, as people can see in your profile, so usually you don't share your face, and I'm really okay with that, because, as you said, you are focused in this. And tell me, what is the main reason why you don't want to show your face on your social media?
I don't show it because I don't want the content to be about me, So I have no problem like showing my face and talking to people, but on the social media, I
Mhm.
want the attention to be on the art pieces. I don't want to make it look like, hey, look at me, I made this, I'm so cool, I'm so great. Because I think everyone who wants to do something like this can do this. We all start small. I started with small stickers, and then I just kept progressing and getting bigger and bigger. But at the end, it's not about me or who I am. It's just about the art and the message that I want to portray. But still, I want to be on the pictures because I want the people to see that I'm human. That
Mhm.
that's not the company or like a big industry. I'm just one person, and I just do it. I don't ask if it's good. I don't ask if someone likes it. I just do it, and I just see the reactions, how the people react to it.
Yeah, and we can see that your art is also in. I'm not sure if this is London. Yeah, it's London. It's Piccadilly
Yes,
Circus. I've
it's
been there as well. Yeah.
yes, yes. I was invited to a Bitcoin conference in London, and I used the chance to create some street art in London. And my goal is also to create street art all over the world, to go to different cities and to inspire people also do something, to express their feelings, and just to show the world their message.
This is really cool. Yes, so actually, your art is present in Barcelona and in London. Is there any other city where did you paint or did you leave your mark, your designs?
Not yet. So I started with street art after I moved to Barcelona. I saw all the artworks outside, and just inspired me to start to do something creative. And of course, it had to be about Bitcoin, because I'm into Bitcoin for 8 years already. Since 2015 I started.
Mm-hmm.
And for there I never did anything in Berlin yet.
Okay.
But it will be soon. I will be also, because I've my family lives there, so there will be more cities coming up. And also, I just today in the morning I got confirmation that I will be live painting at BTC Prague.
In Prague, I think it's in June, that event, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it's June 9 and 10.
Yeah.
So I will be there. I will be live painting there, and I will also use the chance to do something on the streets. And I just want to add, so the things that you see, the big murals, like those soldiers there, I do those artworks in designated areas. So I don't do it somewhere on the street, on a house where I would damage someone's property. Every big city has street art places where it is allowed, where you can just come and do this. So yeah,
I think this is one of the first one I saw in your profile here in Barcelona. The make war unaffordable, this one. So tell me a little bit about this. Where is this graffiti located in Barcelona?
It was also located in the same park where I did the big Bitcoin. And it was one of my very first artworks. And I think that it's a message that right now is like really on topic with everything happening with the wars, and Bitcoin has the ability to make difference. And of course, there will also always somewhere be war. But at the moment, the main reasons for those wars is just money laundering. And it's something that is unnecessary, and that with the right financial tool can be much less.
Yeah, we can see you are changing, writing the game changer, and I keep holding the Bitcoin logo. Really cool. So just tell me a little bit, how did you find Bitcoin, or Bitcoin found you? Because you said you've been into Bitcoin for like 8 years or something, but tell me, how did you find Bitcoin?
So when I was around 21, I started my first company in Germany. It was electronic cigarettes. It was a really young industry. I was in America visiting some friends, and this is where I first time saw like this, vapes and electronic cigarettes. And when I went back to Germany, I started building a brand around this industry. And at some point, it was big enough that everyone in Germany knew this brand. Everyone who was vaping electronic cigarettes was aware of it. And I got a couple big deals where I made good money. And at this point where the money started coming in, I realized that it's not how I imagine it to be, this money. It didn't give me this feeling of happiness that I was expecting. And I started researching what's wrong. And I found out about Bitcoin, and I started learning more and more about Bitcoin, and I started understanding why this money doesn't make me happy, because it's based on corruption, it's based on killing other people, it's based on practically lies. So at this point, it was 2015, I sold my company, I sold everything I had, and I put everything into Bitcoin, not to become rich, just make a statement and say, like, I don't play this game anymore. And this is how Bitcoin found me, or I found
Found
Bitcoin.
you.
And
Yeah,
from
and
this moment, I just kept going. I didn't do anything else. So the last 8 years, I was studying Bitcoin. I was learning about finance, about economics. I was learning about psychology, because the financial market has a lot to do with it. And of course, at some point, sorry. At some point, I went into altcoins, and I got a little bit distracted. And but then more the space grew bigger and bigger, and then Lightning appeared, and then we had this like ICOs, and then at some point NFTs appeared. So at some point I said, it's so much, everything, there's so much. Try to learn the basics. So Bitcoin, try to learn about Bitcoin first, and after you achieve this knowledge, then keep going. And after I started studying Bitcoin more and more, I realized that after around 6 years in the space, I realized, okay, there is no point for me holding Ethereum. There's no point for me buying digital paintings and hoping that they will go up in price. If I can do something that really will bring the change that I want to see. And that's how I stuck then with Bitcoin. And from this point, it's Bitcoin only for me.
yeah. I can see that your art is basically only about Bitcoin. And as you said, we have some people from Guatemala who is creating companies right now in El Salvador, because, as you know, in Salvador, Bitcoin is a legal tender. And I remember he said exactly the same as you. He said, "Don't waste your time trying to learn some other shitcoins. So Bitcoin is the only one, decentralized and everything." And he said that in
Right.
1 year, years ago, when he was at podcast. And right now he's working in a company called Ibex Mercado. So they bring solutions to the markets for companies, for shops in Guatemala, El Salvador, so the companies can start receiving money through Bitcoin. Well, payments through Bitcoin in every single shop, or even people on the street selling food or everything, they can receive payments in Bitcoin. And I remember his phrase, I say, "Don't waste your time trying to learn some other Bitcoins." And well,
Yes. I think, like, we learn everything in comparison. So I can't say, is Bitcoin good or not, if I didn't see something else, So I don't regret that I was buying different altcoins, because seeing what happened with them made me realize why Bitcoin only. So I think it's like a path that a lot of people go, and it's really easy to get distracted, because there's so much going on, and this excitement can catch you and like distract you a little bit. But sooner or later, the people, they will realize, and they will understand why Bitcoin and not something else. So I think we all make mistakes sometimes, but as long as we learn from it, it's just for the better.
yeah, and you say, well, with the first designs that you start creating were in Barcelona, right? So it's not a long ago, it's a year or something?
No, yes, I started like a year ago with like actively doing street art and creating all those art pieces. Before, I was also creating courses, Bitcoin for beginners. I have what is mining and what is blockchain. So I have 3 courses, and it didn't really go this well, because people don't really because for many people it's boring, to learn, and they have to learn from beginning because Bitcoin is something new. So many people don't want this. And I was thinking also, okay, how can I bring a little bit fun into this education? And that's how I try to combine Bitcoin and art, because it's something that it's just a painting. It's just one art piece that the person sees. And especially on the street, when it's somewhere, when a person that walks to the work or goes to the school, for example, for me, it's also very important the kids and the children, because I think they are the people that will build the next generation, the next future, and they are also those who see what's happening around and learn at the moment. The kids, and when I'm painting and around me the kids are playing, and I know they see this. I know something is going to be stuck. The even only seeing the Bitcoin logo, I can see that they are curious. So they look, what is he doing? What is he drawing? So there, it has some effect on them. And I hope that in the future, when they grow up, that the Bitcoin logo and some knowledge about Bitcoin will be normal to them. So when the time comes and they have to choose, are they going to use Bitcoin, or are they going to use some central bank issued currency, that they will decide Bitcoin, because it's something that they already know. And this is how I also, so when I do the art piece on the street, I aim for the unconscious, for the subconscious, of the people. So a person walks by and just they see some message or some logo of the Bitcoin, and even if they don't know what it is or what it means, still their subconscious, it works through this information, and the more often they see it, the more they can relate to it.
Yeah, and in this video that is I'm playing right now is on your Instagram account. So this is the designs you paint in the blockchain convention in Barcelona. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, tell me a little
Those
bit about
four
this convention.
artworks.
Did they invite
It
you,
was
or did you just
yes,
arrive
it
there
was
and start drawing there?
someone also asked me if I just arrived, if I just came with my things and started drawing. No, I was invited by Danny. He's the co-founder, and yeah, he just texted me. He asked me if I want to come to visit, and I said I will come, but you have to let me paint. And he said, okay, no problem. And so I prepare everything and bring everything there and started painting. So this was not a Bitcoin conference, it was a blockchain conference. And it was very interesting to see that there are so many people and everyone is talking about Web3, about NFTs, about blockchain, but not so much about Bitcoin. Not so many people knew even about Lightning. And of course, even less people knew what Nostr is, but this is a little bit different. But yeah, and I'm thankful that I had the chance to bring the message to this blockchain conference, because I saw that there's much more work to do. People don't understand that Bitcoin is actually the technology they're looking for. They try to find something better, but they're missing the good that is already there, and this is Bitcoin. So yes, I'm really thankful that I was invited, that I could spread the message. And what I really like, for example, this Albert Einstein, the message Bitcoin is the answer. While I was painting it behind my back, many people walk by and I hear them read loud, Bitcoin is the answer. No, they walk by, they look at the painting, and I hear them how they read this out loud, Bitcoin is the answer. And for me, this is the best that could happen, that the people just walk, they read it, it goes into their brain, it stays there, and at some point they will understand why Bitcoin is the answer. Maybe they don't understand it now, but I'm sure in future they will understand it. And I hope that my art just makes it fun to understand and helps them a little bit, so they have something they can relate to.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you think your art helps people to get involved into Bitcoin?
I hope so, because most things that I do is on the street. So I paint it, and then I walk away, and I don't know who's looking at it and what reactions are, or what emotions are coming up when the person sees it. Sometimes people come up to me and they show me their gratitude, or they show me like thumbs up, or they just smile. One time a person came up to me and told me that Bitcoin saved his life when I was drawing the soldiers on the street. So most what is happening after I painted, I don't know. But I think it is helping people to get more used to this topic.
Yeah, we had some people here in the podcast as well, and they told us all their story, how Bitcoin saved their life. Some of them were in, if I'm not wrong, I think the last one we had on the podcast was from Venezuela, and he told us his story, how Bitcoin saved his life and the life of family, because they had to run away from the country. Thanks to
I see.
Bitcoin. Yeah,
Yes,
and they are living now.
there are many. Yes, there are many people. Also, a couple days ago, someone posted a comment, and I went on his profile, because I always like to see who comments, who likes. I always like to see who are the people behind the that support me. And I saw also he had this in his bio, in his biography on Twitter. It also said that Bitcoin saved his life, and I asked him if he wants to tell. And he also told me his story. And I think Bitcoin also saved my life. I can say it like this, because if I couldn't put my energy into Bitcoin, I don't know what I would do, because I don't see another option to live a free and happy life without Bitcoin.
Just let me know, are you into NFTs? Because, in the last 1 or 2 years ago, I think NFTs were really popular and they were related to digital art. So, are you into NFTs?
Yeah. So NFTs was actually something that raised my interest in art. Like you said, 2-3 years ago, when all this hype started around NFTs. So I was also buying some NFTs on Nifty Gateway from Justin Roiland. I have still. They just later. He's the creator of Rick and Morty, and so they played a role in me getting into the art space, because they made me more interested in art. And I said, hey, I want to figure out what is art actually. And for me, it was the feeling like I have the opportunity to invest also in art that I couldn't do before. But with the time, it got more and more like a hype, and I distanced myself a little bit from NFTs, because right now I don't really see that it's being really used how it could be used. So NFT it's a digital certificate, right? So most people that think about NFTs, they think about digital art, and they think if they buy the NFT, they buy the digital art piece, what is actually not correct, because they just buy a certificate of authenticity. But NFTs have a lot of use cases. So non-fungible tokens, they can be used as concert tickets. They can be used to verify the authenticity of jewelry, or they can be used to control construction works, to see if the material that was paid for is actually being used in this construction. So I think the space has much more to grow, to become really something that is actually helping the industry, you know. So it's a topic that is really controversial, I would say, because right now most people, if you ask them NFT, they say yes, NFT, and they are talking about JPEGs. But I think NFTs can be much more, and they can also bring a lot of good. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, most of them they think it's only like NFT and a GPA, JPEG or a PNG or something on the blockchain. But I agree, it could be even more than that. But it's just the beginning. But yeah, I just wanted
Right,
to know if you are
it's just
into
the beginning.
NFTs.
If Bitcoin is if Bitcoin is early, then NFTs are they're in their infancy phase still.
Yeah. And just talking about
But I
NFTs,
think
I'm not
it's
sure if... Yeah, sorry,
yes.
continue.
Oh no, I listened to you.
Talking about NFTs, I just wanted to know where people can find your art. Is it available to buy in, like, I don't know, in an NFT way or through your website, where people can find your art?
Right. So I have my website. It's streetcyber.art, and there I sell physical art pieces. So you see the first four. Those are the original artworks that they did at the blockchain conference.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cardboard walls. They're like 2 meters tall and 1 meter 20 wide. And I have fine art prints, and I also do paintings on dollars, and also mixed media art pieces. It's a spray paint and acrylic paint, and I use also like the Hope.
Yeah.
I also did this in London, really big on the wall with real dollars, and I don't sell NFTs because, for one, I wouldn't create a Bitcoin artwork on a different blockchain than on Bitcoin blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
And because NFTs or inscriptions, they're considered spam by the most people that are interested in Bitcoin. So I'm not opposed against doing an inscription on the blockchain, but it would have to be a big project that brings the benefit to the public, and that has something to do with Bitcoin education. And if someone is interested in me creating an inscription, an ordinal on the Bitcoin blockchain, I would do this. But it has to be a really big project, and it has to be something that brings the good to the public. And then I could say, okay, I will inscribe this just as a memory of what happened, like a event. But just creating some JPEGs. I mean, like if you like it, just do a screenshot, print it, and you don't have to pay
Yeah.
for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
people do this. People that if you like my art and it's too expensive for you, then just print it yourself. I'm not against it. If you like what I do on the street and you happen to be next to it, go there, take a nice picture, print it, and it's going to be for free, and you don't have to pay anything. So the people that buy my art, they are supporting me to keep going, and this is the main point for me.
Yes, so I can see
I
here in
don't.
your website that people can buy it directly on the price of your art is posted on Bitcoin. Can you see? So I hope you
Right,
can see the
I
version.
Bitcoin only. You're right.
Yeah. So
Only
can
in
people buy it
Bitcoin,
directly here on
and
the website?
it's not direct. They have to contact me via mail, because I don't
Okay.
have like a connection to some server. I haven't set up a BTC Pay server for right now, because it's just me and my wife. We are doing this together. You saw her also on the videos.
Mm-hmm.
She's helping me, and we are just two people. and there's so much to do, and we're hoping to be able to build a team that can help in the future with different topics. But for right now, we try to concentrate on the most important things, and that's why I can't do everything at the same time. So I just try to see, okay, what is more important, what's less important. And like I said, for me, it isn't. I don't like selling those art pieces. Is not like I want to get rich out of this or just to make money. It's just like a way for people to support me, because everything that I do with my own budget. I pay for the color and everything, and to go to these places, for the tickets and everything. So also want to say big thank you for the people that already support me, that already send me some sets on Albi, on my Albi wallet or my Moon wallet, or that buy my art pieces, because it helps me to keep going and to grow bigger and to create more art all over the world.
Yeah, I found it really cool. That's why I invited you to this podcast as well. Mainly, most of the episodes are in Spanish, but I have some episodes in English because I met some wonderful people in the blockchain and Bitcoin space. So I said we have to give them the chance to be in this podcast. So we had already an NFT artist from Russia who is living in Barcelona as well. We have a smart contract developer who is living in Portugal as well in the podcast. And now you are my third guest in English, and I'm really happy because your art is really cool. I found it really cool. And I just want to say thank you for being creating this art and making people more aware of Bitcoin and all the places where now they can see your art. And I would like to know where people can find you. You can mention all your social media, your Albi address as well. I'm going to leave in the detail of this podcast. So let me know where people can find you.
Sure. I have a Twitter account. It's streetcyber_art. Instagram, it's streetcyber.art. Also, I have TikTok, but I'm not very active there. It's also streetcyber_art, I think. And but Instagram and Twitter are I'm the most active. So either there or somewhere on the street.
Yeah, really cool. So I will leave all your social media account, your website here on the details of this podcast. And I just want to thank you for this time that you have with us on the podcast. So I'm not sure if you want to say something else to the people. You have open microphone.
Yes, I would like to say thank you for inviting me, and I am still learning Spanish, so I hope maybe in 1 or 2 years we will make a new podcast, and then it will be in Spanish. And otherwise, for the listeners, I just want to say that if you like this, and you're thinking about also creating some art, some street art, go for it. I started with stickers, with Bitcoin stickers, and then I kept progressing. So just go for it. The more of us out there that create the street art, that make people aware, the faster we will reach our goal to make Bitcoin the monetary currency of our economy. So if anyone has any questions or wants also to start or wants to know how I do those paste apps that you see right now, you can always contact me, and I'm always glad to give some advice, because I think I just want to see more people doing this and spreading the message. And I have to add, don't do anything illegal. Don't get in trouble.
I think that's really a good advice. And I just want to remind everyone who is listening to this podcast that this is not any financial advice on this episode. And I just want to thank you, Street Cyber, for being on the podcast, and to everyone who is listening to this episode. And I just want to remind you that you can find this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music, and also in YouTube. So thank you for being here. And that's all for this episode of Blockchain y Cryptos en Español. So thank you, Street Cyber. So see you maybe in the next episode, where it could be in Spanish maybe.
Yes, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Hasta luego.